Okay, till now, in all our previous session, what we did is we have created an account in Oracle free SQL website, and we have done some. We have created tables, we have inserted the data, we have deleted the data, we have altered the table. We have done a lot of SQL there, right? Some basic SQL. Okay, now what we are going to do here is like we are going to download and install the Oracle software. Okay, we're gonna download the database, we're gonna download the SQL developer, and we're gonna install it. Okay, the main reason here is that although free SQL, the website is very good, you don't have to install anything. Sometimes, right? The free SQL software, because a lot of people use it, right? So the web service will be down sometimes, and it's not always available, right? So if you want to practice something and you see that hey, the website is down, the Oracle free SQL server is down, then it will be difficult, right? So and it's and the other thing is like you there are some restrictions there. You cannot create a database, you cannot create a schema. Now we are going to start a project on Amazon. So some exciting stuff we are going to do, real world projects that we're going to create. So it would be good for us to kind of have be able to create a database, create a schema, so that we have our own schemas and not just use a schema which is provided by the Oracle free SQL. For that reason, I would recommend you to kind of download and install it because we are going to start projects going forward. So all that will be added into the will be put into the Oracle database in the local system. Okay. Now, again, if you are not comfortable with downloading or installing for a variety of reason, you can still use the free SQL. Just be aware that there might be cases that that particular website may be down, not for a long period, maybe for a few minutes, and it will be up based on the activity of the users, right? So here when I download and install the softwares, right? So I'm going to create a database, I'm going to create a schema, and when I create a table, I'm going to say Oracle database dot schema name dot table. If you remember, I have not used database name dot schema dot table in the live SQL. And the reason I have also mentioned it in the previous tutorial is that because the database is created by the Oracle, the schema is provided by the Oracle, and the schema that you create, the schema that I create on live SQL will be different, right? So it is specific to the user. So we have basically just use a table name. So if if you are looking at a lecture where I am using the SQL developer, the software that I'm going to download, I'm doing my SQL commands there, but you don't want to download, but you want to practice on the live SQL, the only change that you need to do is when I say if I am using database.schema, database or schema somewhere, you need to update the database and schema with what you have in the live SQL because that schema and database will be different to what I'm going to create. It will be different for every individual, so I cannot create something that everybody can use. Okay, that's the only difference. All right. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and download the required softwares. Go to Google and type download Oracle Express Edition. All right. So you can click on those links and it will take you to this link. This is the current version of the Oracle. Uh, Depending upon when they release the next version, you might see a better version when you're taking this course, but that is fine. Whatever the version is, the installations are all very same. So you don't have to worry about anything and the SQLs will work on most, right? Okay, so now depending upon your operating system, whether it's Windows or Linux, you will need to download. So mine is Windows, so I can click on the Windows and it will download this for me. I have already downloaded this, so I'm going to skip this because this takes a lot of time to download and I have already have this downloaded. So this is fine. Now the next step is Oracle SQL Developer. So you also need to download and install the Oracle SQL Developer. Again, the oracle.com. They provide the Oracle SQL developer as well. So just open this, scroll down. You will see the Windows version here with JDK 17. JDK is mandatory. You also have for Mac as well here and Linux, right? So depending upon your operating system and configuration, you can download. And again, mine is Windows 64, so I will click here and I can download here. I already have this downloaded, so I'm not gonna download it again. So I'm gonna show you this here, right? So I have both Oracle SC, which is the database. I have the SQL developer, both of them being downloaded here. So now the first step is we go ahead and extract this. So I'm going to click extract all, and it is going to extract it here. So let's extract it here. So it will take some time for the extraction because the download file is very big. Both of them combined, I think it's around 2.3 GB or something. So it will take some time depending upon your configuration to your laptop or your desktop configuration. The better RAM you have, the better speed it will be. But shouldn't take that long also. So we are already at 79%, right? So let's just give few seconds for it to get extracted. All right, so the extraction is done. Let me close this. I'm going to do the same thing for the SQL developer as well. So let me extract it right here. So once the SQL developer is extracted, we'll start with the installation. All right, so and again, just give a few seconds for the extraction to complete and then we'll come back. Few more seconds and we should be good. Fantastic. So we have it extracted. So we'll go here, Oracle SC, double click on this. You will see at the end, you will see something called a setup. So you need to double click on this, right? Yes, you want to make changes. So it basically looks for configurations. If you already have a previous version of the Oracle installed, then you'll not be able to move forward. You'll have to go back and delete this. But if you already have this Oracle database installed and you just want to learn the SQL, so yeah, you can use that as well. You don't have to install it. But anyways, coming back, we'll have to click on next. License agreement. So we'll accept the license agreement, and yes, we want to install. You can change the folder, but I'm not going to change the folder, installation folder. I'll keep it as it is. So now we need to give a password, right? So in order to connect to the database, you need to have a user ID and password, correct? So the default user ID is basically system, right? So it is sys or system, bo and PD admin. So these accounts are basically system admin, so DBA accounts. So now we need to give a password for this, right? So I'm going to give a password called a system. So I will type system. So this is my password. I'm going to confirm it, system. You can give any password, but just please remember whatever the password you have given. If you want to give the system password, that is absolutely fine, and I would highly recommend because this is local, right? So it's still with you. So click on next and install. All right. So the installation will take its time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here and I'm going to come back when the installation is complete or we are in the next step. All right. All right, the installation is finished now. Let's click on finish. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open this SQL plus. So go to the start and now you can search with SQL plus. So SQL Plus is basically the command line for us to connect to the Oracle database. Now here you see that it's asking for a username. Now during installation we have given the username, right? So we have system. So I'm going to give the system, and you need to enter the password again. System is a password. Lala. We have now connected to the SQL. We have connected to the database. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a simple statement here. Don't worry what the statement is, and enter and I'm executing it. So you can see some results. Don't worry about it. My only intent here is to show you that we are able to connect to the Oracle database. So we are using the system user and we are now able to connect to the database using the command line. So this is good. So you can write your SQL command here, but then it is very difficult here, right? Because it's a command line, right? So it is very difficult for us to kind of write. If you want to go back and make the changes, it will be very difficult. So for this, what we do is we use a SQL client. SQL developer is the client that we are going to use. So it has a good front end. Now what we will do is like we will use the SQL developer, we will provide the user ID and password, and then we will connect to the Oracle database here. Okay, so I'm going to close this here. Then I'm going to go back to my folder, and this is the SQL developer, right? The extracted version, double click, and if you scroll down here, you'll see the installation file. Just double click on this. The installation is pretty straightforward, and it is not going to take much time. So if you have a decent RAM, it shouldn't take much time. So it is asking me whether you want to import any preferences from a previous SQL developer installation. I do not have any previous SQL developer installation, so I'm going to click no. And now it is going to go and install the Oracle SQL developer for me. All right, it is almost done. Yep. Okay, so this is the interface here, right? This is the interface. So now you can see here, right? The welcome page and all. Now, what we have to do is we need to connect to the Oracle database, right? So for us, in order to connect to the Oracle database, you need a user ID and password. So you have to click on this, the plus symbol. Here you can give a name for the connection. So this name connection name basically is for identifying what type of connection we are. Like you may have a different user IDs and password, right? So I'm going to give it as system name because I'm using the system password, right? So give the user ID password. I will save the password so that I don't have to type again and again. Then we have SID here. SID basically tells you the unique ID here. Okay. So XE basically is the express addition. So it is a unique way of identifying the Oracle instance, right? So the instance that we have express addition. Okay. So these are basically the configurations here. Now what we can do here is we can basically test it. Okay. Test basically tells you whether the connection, all the details are correct. Now you can see here the status is success, which means that we are able to connect or we have tested it. So let's save this. So I'm going to save this so that we don't have to again go do the, connection settings here. Now we have the system saved. So just click on this. So if you click on the plus symbol, it will basically connect you to the Oracle database. So now see, we have connected to the Oracle database using the system password. Okay, again, I'm going to write the same query just to show you that we are able to retrieve the data from the Oracle database. All right, cool. So this is great, right? So we have used the front end tool Oracle SQL Developer to connect to the database. We have used the system user and system password. We connected to the database. We are able to talk to the database by running a simple command. Okay. Now This is really great, right? So now what we're going to do is in our upcoming sessions, we're going to use the Oracle database and we're going to create the tables. We're going to create all the thing that is required for our course. So I'll hopefully this is interesting and we hopefully you are able to understand this and I'm going to see you guys in the next session.